Hey everybody, we're back with more wine enjoyment from Michael's perspective. But today I have two lovely participants who are going to help me with this whole endeavor. On my right, we have the wonderful Vanaja, and on my left, we have the lovely Adam Weisberg. And it's such a treat to have fellow tasters who can correct my interpretation of certain things in the event that I get too far astray from the main theme. So here we go. The objective today, and as you know, we always try to have a hypothesis. The hypothesis today is that you should be able to identify a characteristic that you like in a wine and go to many manifestations of that characteristic through different grapes, different regions, different styles. So today's hypothesis is that I want to have a mineral experience in my wine, a slatiness. And I happen to know that you can get that from northern Spain, southern France. But I was told by somebody at the wine shop that I could also get it from a Savoie, Eastern French wine. And I happen to know you can get it from a couple other places. And so what I want to see is, can I ask for a characteristic and be assured that I'm going to get it, and therefore be able to set my expectations properly with my meal or just my aperitif experience. So that's the hypothesis today, and we're going to do a safe route today because we are going to do slatiness that I asked for, but we're going to do it in a Basque, sort of French and Spanish border area wine. And in this case, we have Arretxea. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. And then that's the winemaker. The grape is a wine that I cannot pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. But give it a shot. So in this case, our hypothesis is the grape may not matter. It's about the growing. Perhaps the grape has that. We found minerality in a amphora aged wine from Spain the other day. So that's another option, right? So you can have in the wine, the growing region, the style, all these different things can contribute to this characteristic that we're going to see.
Michael, can I ask you a question? Can you, for people who may not be familiar with the idea of minerality or slatiness, can you explain what somebody would feel on their palate that would tell them, this is a wine that has, significant minerality?
That's a really wonderful question, and I welcome all such questions. But in this case, what I'm going to do is defer for a moment and have us taste this wine, and then I will be able to articulate, perhaps precisely, whether or not I experience the slatiness, the minerality, or do not.
Fabulous.
And you will have a point of comparison with my description.
Excellent.
All right, so here's to an attempt at experiencing slatiness by prediction. Now, you can smell the grape. Not huge body, but it's there. The fruit is definitely there. Wow, that has a very nice nose. It's just a hint of butteriness, maybe, or maybe a richness. So I don't smell the minerality. All right, then we do our little characteristic swirling to see what the residue is, the grape. Very light, almost nothing, right? Yeah. So like with the Rieslings we tried, we saw that residue. And here, there's a little bit, but very light. So this should be leaner, I would think. We'll see.
Very good.
Wow, that is good.
That's delicious.
It has a little acidity, not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And normally the minerality counteracts the acidity. There is a slight minerality there, but not as much as I had anticipated. So you'll taste it. Now, of course, there's not going to be tannins because it's not aged in wood.
Mm-hmm.
But the minerality comes through the way tannins do. It's that thing in which it's aged or that area of the earth, the soil perhaps. Very light mineral. So it's not like, you can almost say, you don't have that stainless steel, real clean white wine experience. There is something here between the earth and the non-tannic experience, right? There's something in between there, but there's not a ton of minerality here. So this would be hard for me to experience, because perhaps you've never done it, but if you get a mouthful of gravel, that's minerality, and you'll taste it in a wine that has that slatiness. It's not really here.
Just to bring it home for myself, I'm going to actually stop on the way home tonight if I pass any gravel pits, and just to take a mouthful and just test it, so I have a real sense for the next time.
Thank you.
We're drinking something that should have some minerality.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Gravel.
Well, salt. Think about salt. That's a mineral. This has actually a little bit of that sodium. It has a little bit of that. It's not astringent at all, which is great. The acidity is there, no astringency, which I love. Right, even with a young wine, it's just a baby, but it's just fresh and bright and nice.
It's delicious at the front of the mouth and on the tongue. And once I've swallowed it, it's almost disappeared.
That's right.
It doesn't linger at all.
There's no sour lingering. So sometimes you get a little sourness. You're right. And there's a hint of it while it's on the tongue, but you're right. It dissipates as soon as it's gone.
But I agree with Vonner's first comment. That's really good.
This is very nice. So, who has this grape or wines from this region? Nobody. But if you go into a shop, you can say something like, you know what, I want to try something that has minerality. Maybe like those Basque wines, or something that's aged in an amphora, or something that's aged in concrete, right? So you can hint at the direction you want to go, and a good shop person will point you in the right direction. You should be given quite a few choices. You're not going to be given a Sancerre. You're not going to be given a Riesling. You're not going to be given a California Chardonnay. But you might get one of these older European areas where they have different styles and different soils and so on. So there it is.
And here we are.
An attempt at minerality in wine. We almost got there, but we had a little bit of an opportunity to taste a great wine. I think we have to do a more thorough search for minerality.
This is a delicious failure in the search for minerality.
All right, here's to you.
And
Thank you. Thank you.